I think the president of the university responded very quickly. I think he did the right thing, and the young students, leaders that came forward, the unheard group, said they're working with him, and I think that's a positive thing, and I think this ugliness cannot be justified or swept over by anyone.
Yeah, okay, and he should know about ugliness. Joining us now is Bill Donohue, president of the Catholic League, and I mean not what he looks like, what he has said in the past. A Newsmax contributor and author of The Catholic Advantage, which is doing very, very well. Thank you. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Steve.
All right. So you disagree with Sharpton, and so do I. And I don't think these kids really should have been expelled from school. Do you?
Well, I think there's a problem there legally, but just because, there's still kind of rules there in favor of freedom of speech and the such, that these white kids acted irresponsibly is true, that they made racist comments is true. I'm not going to sit in judgment of the president and saying what he can and cannot do, but I will say this. As somebody who has seen no end to the anti-Catholic incidents on campuses throughout the country, particularly in public institutions, I look at this and I say, wow, it seems like you have one standard of outrage for one group and another for another group, because it happens with us all the time. And we object to something and say, well, it's art. Oh, really? Try that with some other groups. It wouldn't be just art. Look, these kids, I would have closed down the university for a day and have a public discussion about racism in this country. And instead what they do, they say, well, you're going to be expelled. A football player the year before broke a woman's jaw, broke 4 bones in her jaw. He knocked her into a concussion. He was suspended, not expelled, because the same president said we need to give everybody a second chance. The duplicity is rank.
Absolutely. And again, this is not directly linked, but this is a university that allows Waku Daku, whatever that rapper's name is, where every other word out of his mouth is the N-word. He has a history with arrests, I believe. So how do you justify letting someone like that to entertain on campus and then react like this when somebody says something like that?
Well, listen, if you had, let's say they had these white racists and they're saying, they're getting the crowd all ginned up and they're saying, we got to get these blacks.
Well, that's incitement.
Yeah, exactly. There they are. Let's go get them. That's
right.
Incitement to riot if they're in present danger.
Right.
If you're on a bus and you're hamming it up and you say something racist, I don't care whether you're white or black. I'm not saying there shouldn't be a penalty, but it seems to me a little bit over the top what they're doing and very selective. The kinds of stuff that I've seen in 22 years as president of the Catholic League that goes on college and universities, I couldn't say on your show. And I wouldn't say on your show describing exactly what goes on in some cases. It's that filthy.
All right, let's talk about tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day. So an early St. Patrick's greeting to you and everyone out there. You're not marching in the parade. Is this the first year?
This is the first year. I'm boycotting the parade, and I've had it for all time. Look, I wish everybody who marched in the St. Patrick's Day parade good speed, okay? I am an American citizen. I'm also an Irish citizen. I love Irish Catholics. But there's an attempt by people like Neil O'Dowd from Catholic Online, or rather Irish Central, to turn this into a secular parade. They don't want it to be a Catholic celebration. They want it to be an ethnic celebration. I want it to be a Catholic and an ethnic one. I was told for 20 years, I went on radio and TV and said that the reason they don't have gays as their own unit is the same reason they don't have pro-life people as their own unit. If you're pro-life or you're gay, you want to march, you blend in like everybody else. So when this decision was made prior to Labor Day last year
to allow
one gay group in, they wanted me on board. I said, provided that you have a pro-life group. They said, that'll happen. Then I was lied to, and then I was pulled. My own people, Irish Catholics, did me in, and I'm walking away from them.
And how do you feel about that? I mean, it's got to be emotional for you, right?
Yeah, it is. And the guy who runs it, John Donohue, he's a good man. He's not the one who called the shots, but he's been used by some of these other people, and I think it's an affront. And quite frankly, gays have their own parade. Why does anybody who happens to be gay to straight have to have their own banner to march in anybody's pro-Israel, pro-Irish Catholic parade? Just blend in like everybody else. I thought that your sexual orientation and
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, so just blend in. No, it's regrettable what's happened. I'm very happy about the stand I took, and I've been praised from a lot of people for at least somebody's going to draw a line in the sand. You're not going to double-cross Bill Donohue.
Well, you got anti-Israel, in effect, in my view, groups that are going to march in the Israel Day Parade.
Exactly. The divestment and the boycott people. What business do they have marching in a parade dedicated to honor Israel when they're working against Israel's best interests. This kind of thing goes on all the time. Now, look, if you want to have your own anti-Israel parade, you want to have your gay parade, go ahead and have it. Don't try to crash somebody else's day and then pretend that I'm with you. No, you're not with me, and I stand with you, and the same thing here with Jews.
The book is doing very well.
The book is doing very well. The Catholic Advantage, why people of faith, could be any faith. I chose Catholics, any faith. You're more likely to make it to heaven, more likely to be healthy, physical and mental health, more likely to be happy. How do I know about heaven? I'm looking at charitable giving, altruistic behavior. I'm just kind of a guess on my part.
There he goes. All right, Bill Donohue, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
And good for sticking to your guns on
Thank you.
tomorrow. All right, Jonathan Tobin joins us later, folks. Next, don't go away.